Welcome back to Chapter 8 of my Fire Emblem Engage LTC run. This chapter marks a significant turning point in the run, since we now have access to items from the Ancient Well. One such item, perhaps the most important one, is the Warp Staff. This will make a few upcoming maps and many later maps very simple when combined with Micaiah. This particular map can actually be wanted without this staff, but it requires promoting Chloe, and she hasn't hit level 10 by this point. Unfortunately, the boss kill for this map involves a killer axe crit from Vander again. This could be avoided by forging a sword for Diamant, but that felt like a waste of resources in the long run. I also wanted the opportunity to clear a few side objectives. Chloe obtains a secret book here, which will be helpful in some of the more combat-intensive maps later on. Alear also gets a kill on enemy Kagetsu, who is actually the biggest source of XP in this chapter. This Mercurius kill puts Alear quite ahead of the curve, so we're going to begin focusing on feeding XP to Citrinne instead, starting with this boss kill. Citrinne is going to be one of the most important units in this run, so she will be a very prominent EXP target in the upcoming maps. Here, Citrinne finishes off Ivy with Warp Ragnarok, easily ending the map in one turn. Next up is Anna's Paralogue. I stapled this to the Chapter 8 video as this is another simple warp skip enabled by Micaiah. This time we'll be using the rewarp staff as well, which can be purchased right after completing Chapter 8. This map is an excellent XP source for Citrinne, who will be the chief boss killer. On player phase, she one-rounds the boss using Mercurius. Although Mercurius is a physical weapon, being in Sage converts it to magical damage when using Lodestar Rush. Unfortunately, this doesn't apply to regular damage, so we're bringing Amber and Diamant along to chip the boss down and feed her the second health bar on enemy phase. This map features one of the fastest early game bosses, so we need to make sure that Amber isn't doubled either. Meanwhile, Alear will squeeze out a bit more XP since she still needs to hit level 10 to promote. Micaiah is already in use, so the next best source of XP is Selka's Recover Staff, granting a respectable 25 XP for healing one target. This map also has one important side objective. One of the chests contains a Master Seal, which we obtain by warping Vander over the wall. It might seem a little insane to trade a warp piece for a Master Seal, but because of the Ancient Well, warp pieces are far more copious than Master Seals at this point in the game. The boss heals 10 HP at the start of enemy phase, which is sadly not negated by Blazing Lion. Citrinne needs to deal at least 11 damage, which she is barely able to do thanks to Spur Attack from Amber. In doing so, she defeats the boss and ends the map in one turn.